you guys were on stage, spoke, you gave your perspective. It looked like history to me. How did it feel to you, Samantha? What was your experience?
I, in all honesty, was absolutely terrified, but in a way, I felt that I have a moral obligation to do something right.
Yeah.
And I feel that if I flied all the way to Washington, D.C., got on that stage with like almost 1 million people in front of me, and I didn't finish my speech, then my whole mission and my whole cause would have just been lost in the vomit, so.
Hey, I love it. You left it all on the field. You left it all. I mean, you didn't leave nothing out, Where do you, listen, you didn't let a bullet stop you. You're gonna have, shrapnel. It's a part of your body for the rest of your life. You didn't let vomit stop you. Where does that resilience come from? People are just in awe.
It comes from my peers, it comes from the parents from my community, it comes from the parents of all over the world, the students from all over the world. The physical manifestation of all those people there, it looks different when it's written on paper. 137 marches looks different on paper, but when you're at a march, it's a whole nother ball game. And it's just that seeing so many people and knowing that they're supporting me and knowing that they have my back, that like I could have done anything on that stage and everyone would be supportive of me, or maybe not anything, but because I feel that my strength comes from the strength of others and the hope of others.
Well,
so,
listen,
yeah.
that's extraordinary, and I'm curious, for those who are not with you. You have the people who are with you and they're bearing you up. I know you also draw strength from the people who are not with you. Sam, you lost one of your best friends, Joaquin. What would Joaquin think about all this?
I mean, this is right up his alley.
Why?
Because he's one of the most outspoken people I know. And if there's a problem, he's the simple solution type of guy. If for this problem, his simple solution, people are coming into our school with guns and killing people, take the guns away. That would be his solution.
That'd be a solution. What would he have liked least about all this?
He would like least that we have to be here. It's not you personally, but it's your generation's fault. And
I agree.
And it's terrible that we have to be here. And I think that that we have to be here. That's just the worst part.
Well, listen, you are correct. You are teaching us every day the right way to do things. Our generation, we're very good at fighting and pointing out problems. We've not been good at solving problems. Isabel, whenever you step up, though, to try to lead a movement, you get criticism, and it's tough. What criticism do you find the most frustrating, and how are you dealing with it?
I just try to think that it's funny. I like reading the YouTube comments about me being two different people. I think that's hilarious. But I think the most important thing is to not focus on the people who just can't be swayed. It's important to talk to the people who are in the middle, who are confused, who don't know what they believe in, instead of the people who are so extreme that they will never see it the way you do, because those people, you can't save them.
Wait, you mean we shouldn't just fight all the time? You should try to persuade people?
I'd be so tired if I fought all the time.
Well, that's
I'm already so tired.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Being tired?
Yeah.
It's been exhausting, all the traveling, all the media. My friends and I try to just hang out every day and talk to each other about how we're feeling, so it doesn't get bottled up, because we don't want to wake up when we're 25 and realize, oh my God, everything we've been through is so horrible, and just fall apart. So I think we've been doing a really good job of keeping each other together.
Yeah, beautiful. It sounds like it. I mean, support and all that kind of stuff is so key. I'm curious about you in particular. You've been so strong on this question around voting. This whole thing used to be thoughts and prayers. That was a slogan, thoughts and prayers. And then it became enough is enough. And then it became vote them out, vote them out. That's when people started going, uh-oh, this is something else. Why is this voting thing such a strong passion of yours?
Because in this case, if thoughts and prayers worked, we wouldn't have things like this happening. If thoughts and prayers were coupled by action by our elected officials, we would not see these things happening again and again, or at least we'd see less of them. But we don't know because our politicians won't take action, and as such, that's why we've been going hard on both sides at anybody who's supported by the gun lobby and NRA, regardless of whether or not they're a Democrat or Republican, so that we can get the wrong people out of office and get the right people in that are Americans and not politicians.
Mm-hmm. What he said. Last question on this particular set of subjects. You know, I am used to young people having a lot of complaints, a lot of energy, a lot of passion. You guys have a policy agenda. You guys actually have like bills you're trying to pass. Why not add to that some things that would make conservatives happy? For instance, there was an armed guard at a school that used his weapon in the past week or so to stop a shooter. Why aren't you calling for more armed guards at schools? Because, listen, conservatives would be with you on that. It's been proven effective even the past week. Why is your policy agenda not including stuff like that?
I mean, you make a good point. What the deputy did in Maryland, he's a hero. There's no question about that. He stopped the shooter. He saved a lot of lives, potentially. However, in our case, that isn't the case. We lost 17 lives because our deputy, unfortunately, didn't do anything about it. It's not, no two mass shootings are the same. And another issue is that these shootings don't just happen in schools, because they happen all over. Are we going to put armed guards in our churches and our temples and synagogues and everywhere, really? Because, like you were saying earlier, you know, it happens on streets, too.
Yeah.
We can't have armed guards roaming our streets 24/7. And also, it's just this issue of, you know, there's discrimination in this country between everyone. Black students are suspended from school at a rate 3 times higher than white students. I'm not black, but if I were black, I wouldn't want many armed guards in my school.
Wow. Hey, now listen, you guys are messing up everything. This is
That's how we're gonna
That's the job.